If you want to sin, the door is open. Actually, I will mention, and I do like this idea, how do you know if you're doing well spiritually if your sins have been wiped away? Is there a sign, a siman? There is a book called the Sefer HaYashar, probably written by Rabbeinu Tam, the grandson of Rashi. He says, let me tell you how you know if you're doing well spiritually. Is there a sign? You know you're doing well financially. You look in your account, there's a lot of numbers in there. Preferably, before the decimal point. You know if you're doing well, educationally, you get good grades. So how do you know if you're doing well spiritually? How do you know if your teshuvah, whatever this teshuvah is, has been makabel accepted? Is there a system? And he says, yes, there is. And he gives some examples. A fascinating list. This is in the 9th chapter, Perek Chi'i, of this book, Sefer HaYashar. It's a thin book you'll see in many yeshivot. He says like this. You know if you're doing well spiritually is that if you want to do a sin, you're leaning towards it, and you have a desire to do it, and you're all ready, and then you are prevented from doing it by factors outside of yourself. You're on your way to eat that non-kosher food, or do that forbidden act, or say that lashon hara, and then something happens, and you're prevented from doing it. Says Rabbeinu Tam, the Sefer Yashar, it shows Hashem loves you. He's preventing you from doing a sin. Hashem loves you. And if, lo aleinu, a person wants to do a sin, ergo, and everything just goes really well, and you're flying towards it, you need to get back on the right track. That's one answer he gives. Fascinating. He also says that if you go through challenges and suffering, Hashem loves you, which is antithetical to what the world tells us. If you go through suffering, you're a bad person. In Judaism, no. If a person is tested with challenges, whether challenges are lo aleinu briut, health, parnasah, wealth, children, shidduchim, all the other challenges, and you have irritations that come to you from outside of yourself, Hashem loves you. So Simon, Hashem loves you. He also says that if a person does teshuvah and they turn their heart from stone, from even, to basar vadam, this is very interesting. You see that you're able to do teshuvah and you come back to Hashem and you go to synagogue and you say silichot and you turn up for Yom Kippur, and you take it on. Hashem loves you because Hashem is the one who permitted you to do teshuvah. Hashem has allowed you to come back. He's opened the door for you to enter. That is a sign Hashem loves you. So just being a religious Jew nowadays, 2025, 5785, going to 5786, is a sign, says the Sefer Yashar, that Hashem loves you. Okay, let's go back. So we said, when you're in this world, you're in the letter Hey, and the door to leave is open. Whenever you want, boop, you can escape and get out. Okay, so let's say a person sins, which we all do. In Adam B'lichet. Everyone is involved in sinning. That's just who we are. And now you say, you know what? I want to listen to the rabbis. I want to come back to Hashem. So he says very interestingly, and I think most of you will be able to relate to this concept. He says you can't go back the same way you left. The forces that pulled you out, that pushed you out of the letter Hey, are too strong. They're still there. I always say, the PPT, people, places, and things, PPT, those people, those places, those things that led you away are too strong. You have to find another way to get back into the Hey. Right? Those things are still there. You're still feeling this. You're still feeling that desire for that thing, that person, that object, whatever it is. And therefore, you have to do what we like to call strategic teshuvah. You have to avoid the people. You have to try to avoid the place and avoid the things. All the time. But at least, leading up to Yom Kippur, during the Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, you should try to avoid those things that trigger you and lead you to sin. During the rest of the year, it's hard. But you have to try to avoid it. And he says, that's why Hashem created the letter Hey the way it's formulated. You see, the letter Chet, which also means sin, is closed off, right? It's like boop, boop, boop. It's closed off. But the letter Hey has a little door. And where is the door to get back inside? On the top left, if you want to be accurate. That little petach, that little door is open. That, he says, is the door of Teshuvah. And what you're going to do is, you can't go back the way you left. Forces are too strong. So you're going to come out the bottom, you're going to make a right turn, you're going to make a right turn, and you're going to make 3 rights, and you're going to enter the Hey at the top. And you'll notice, he says, that the letter Hey is one of those letters that has a keter, a crown on top. That crown, he says, is for you, the Baal Teshuvah. That is the letter that represents keter, represents malchut. You've come back. What have you done? Teshuv, Hey, Teshuvah. You see, it's in the word itself. It should be teshuv. We should all do teshuv. We don't. We do teshuvah. Teshuv, Hey, we come back. And you'll notice that when you come back, you are higher than you were previously. You see, before you did the sin, you were close to Hashem, you were in the middle, and then you left. You would have thought, person does teshuvah, Hashem is like, right, you can enter, but you're at the bottom now. No, it doesn't work like that. He says, that's midat basar v'dam. That is the way that humans act. We, when we sin, and we leave Hashem, we leave the Hey, and we do Teshuvah, Teshuv Hey, we go back inside, we are considered greater than we were before. Hashem. Unlike people who, when you argue or do a wrong to them, even if you make up, there's always a little bit of tension between you. So the Ramak says you shouldn't be like that. You should be like Hashem. Hashem prefers us after the sin and after the teshuvah than he did before. I mean, it's antithetical, but Hashem prefers you after you sin but have come back. And that is why we have the expression that the makom shebat teshuva omdim, the place where a Baal Teshuvah stands, even tzaddikim gemurim lo yachol lamud ba, cannot stand in that place. Even righteous people who are born righteous, Hashem prefers the chozer b'teshuvah than the people who have been religious their entire lives.